There are many keys to breakthrough, such as decree, dream interpretation, revelation, timing, obedience. My name is Sharon, and in this video, we'll be looking at one of those keys. In this video, I'm going to discuss how inquiring of the Lord could be a real key to your breakthrough for many of us. I know for me, a lot of times, it's a real key to my breakthrough, and and to many people in the Bible as well, it's a real key to their breakthrough. In the book of Genesis, chapter 25, starting from verse 22, but I'm just gonna, let me get it. Yeah, basically, it's a passage in the Bible where we learn how Rebecca inquired of the Lord, and the Lord told her much more than she was expecting. And here it is from verse 22. But the children struggled together within her, and she said, "If all is well, why am I like this?" So she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, two peoples shall be separated from your body. One people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger." Now, do you see how if Rachel hadn't inquired of the Lord, she would not have known this prophetic word? She would have missed this completely. But because there was something the matter with her pregnancy, she actually said, "You know what? I'm going to ask the Lord what's going on." And she was able to get a prophetic word for her two sons, her twin boys that she was carrying. And while I'm in the midst of this, can I just quickly say this in obedience to the Lord? Because earlier I did feel the Lord say to let somebody know this word is for them right now. I just want to give you a confirmation. You're watching this video and the Lord has given you this word. I'll just change the brush so that we know exactly what we're talking about. There we are. Yeah, so this word here. Okay, here. Oh, sorry. Here we are. There we are, yeah. This word here is for someone. Now Isaac pleaded with the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord granted his plea, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And I hear the Lord say to share this word for someone as a confirmation. The Lord has given you this scripture, and today I'm confirming that this truly is a word from the Lord, that the Lord has granted your plea, and you are going to conceive and have children. Okay, so moving on to what we're saying. So you can see how Rebecca received a lot more than what she set out to gain from God. Now, I want to use another example. In this example is in the book of Luke 24. And in the book of Luke 24, we see the disciples of the Lord traveling, and basically here is how it goes. And it says, so it was while they conversed and reasoned, that Jesus himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were restrained so that they did not know him. And he said to them, "What kind of conversation is this that you have with one another as you walk and are sad?" Then the one whose name was Cleopas answered and said to him, "Are you the only stranger in Jerusalem? And have you not known the things which happened there in these days? And he said to them, What things? So they said to him, The things concerning Jesus of Nazareth, who was a prophet, mighty and in deed and word before God and all the people, and how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death and crucified him. But we were hoping that it was he who was going to redeem Israel. Indeed, besides all this, today is the third day since these things happened. Yes, and a certain women of our company who arrived at the tomb early astonished us when they did not find his body. They came saying that they had also seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. And certain of those who were with us went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but him they did not see. Then he said to them, O foolish ones, and slow of heart to believe in all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not the Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? Now listen to this. It says here, And beginning at Moses and all the prophets, he expounded to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. Now listen to this. This is the bit that we need to pay attention to. Then they drew near to the village where they were going, and he indicated that he would have gone further. But they constrained him, saying, Abide with us, for it is toward evening, and the day is far spent. And he went in and stayed with them. Now it came to pass, as he sat at the table with them, that he took bread, blessed and broke it, and gave it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they knew him, and he vanished from their sight. And they said to one another, Did not our heart burn within us while he talked with us on the road, and while he opened the scriptures to us? So they rose that very hour and returned to Jerusalem and found the 11 and those who were with them gathered together, saying, The Lord is risen indeed, and has appeared to Simon. So here we can see basically that from this scripture, what I wanted us to see is the fact that, did you notice that actually Jesus indicated that he was going to just go further. He was going to leave and keep going. And if they hadn't said to him, wait, come with us. If they hadn't said that, he would have carried on going. Did you notice that? Now, I want to just quickly show you, how about this one? The Passion Translation. It says here, let's read this version. Look at this. As they approached the village, Jesus walked on ahead, telling them he was going on to a distant place. They urged him to remain there and pleaded, Stay with us. It will be dark soon. So Jesus went with them into the village. Did you see? The Lord was going to keep going, and they urged him to remain with them, saying to him, Stay with us. So basically, the point I'm trying to make here is basically what the Lord showed me. And what he was showing me is the ways of God. The ways of God is he wants us to engage with him. Engage with him in conversation. Engage with him in asking questions. So for example, Rebecca asked questions, and these two disciples also asked questions. And if you look in the Bible, you will notice that many times you see people asking questions. So what you do in your own life is if you're contending for a breakthrough, let's go back to our artwork. If you're contending for a breakthrough and you have a dream, for example, the Lord wants you to seek his face concerning that dream. Okay, contend with him concerning that dream. Yeah, and just ask him, Lord, tell me what's this. If you have a dream that's bothering you, then contend with the Lord concerning that dream, you know. Also, if also something should have happened at a particular time and it didn't happen, don't just say, oh, it didn't happen. Inquire of the Lord, why didn't it happen? Did I miss it? This actually happened to me. I have a real life example of this particular example where the Lord had promised me something, and the time came and I prepared for it, and it didn't happen. It never happened, and then later on, and it really broke my heart. And later on, I went back to the Lord when I gathered the courage to ask him, because I was so discouraged. I didn't even want to bring up that situation before the Lord. But eventually the wound had healed a bit, and I felt I could discuss it with the Lord. And I asked him, I said, Lord, what happened in that situation? I thought that you told me this. I thought I heard you. I was so sure I heard you. What happened? And you know, the Lord showed me immediately. The answer came, and I saw a picture of where he had sent me the answer twice, and I rejected it. Oh my gosh, wow. I rejected it, and I saw that, and I thought, oh my God. And it was so clear. And the reason why I rejected it, would you believe? Oh my gosh, don't laugh, but seriously, the reason why I rejected it was because I wasn't expecting the answer to come in that way. I was expecting it to come in a different way. It was awful that I missed that opportunity. And so the opportunity came back another time by the same person, and thank God I quickly accepted it. And I learned a lesson that day. The lesson I learned was the Lord said he allowed it so that in future, so that I can learn from this, so that in future I don't miss the bigger circumstances. You know, because in perspective, it's a smaller circumstance compared to some things of magnitude that I could potentially miss because I was expecting the answer to come in a certain way. So inquire of the Lord, even if the time has come and passed and a particular word the Lord gave you didn't come to pass, quote unquote, as far as you can understand, it didn't come. Ask the Lord and say to him, how did I miss it? I thought you said. And then hear what he would say to you. And again, the other big one is in dreams as well. If you have a particular dream that's in your heart that needs interpretation, seek the Lord about that dream, because very often you'll find that the answer to your breakthrough lies in that dream. And I have many examples of this particular situations. Perhaps in a video where we talk about dreams, I could share some of those examples. But for now, again, I'm trying to keep the video short. Yeah. So inquire of the Lord. Start doing that today, and I pray that the Lord will send answers very quickly to many of us. I know the feeling. We're all in this together, you know. So I pray that answers will come very quickly as you seek the Lord for something that should have been, or something that you expect to be happening right now, but you're not seeing it. Start to inquire like Rebecca did. Hold on to him. Ask him. Say what's going on. Don't let go. Don't be complacent. Don't be indifferent about it. You know, the Lord hates when we're indifferent. If you look in the scriptures, you see a lot of times he doesn't like that. Like with Esau, Esau was indifferent. You know, don't be indifferent with things. Take hold of it and take it to the Lord, and be like a child and keep going and keep going, and also be like a mature son of God as well, and keep going and asking Him and say, yeah, but you know, and He will speak. You know, He will speak to you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope this video has blessed you, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's say it here. Let's say it. Okay. Subscribe. Please sub. If you feel you would like to subscribe, then just go ahead and click that subscribe button, and yeah, don't delay if you feel you want to. That'll be so lovely. All right, everyone. Cheers. Bye.